Incorporating sustainability into business is a key challenge that the whole travel and tourism sector needs to rise to. For this year's summit, WTTC is running a campaign called Is It Too Much to Ask?, where individuals are asked to commit up to 10 pledges in an effort to mobilize collective action to transform the travel and tourism sector to one at the vanguard of sustainable practice. Here in the studio to talk with my co-host Sandra is Reine Gammoh, the mind behind WTTC's media campaigns.
Thanks so much, Jeffrey. Hi, Reine. Thanks for joining me. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you are the brains behind the WTTC's media campaign, so I know you're the perfect person to tell me, as well as our viewers, about what sustainable travel means and why it's so important.
Well, there are about as many definitions of sustainable travel as there are international travelers, so 1.2 billion at last count. But this is more about moving sustainable travel from just a niche to mainstream. We don't want to just call it sustainable travel, we want to just call it tourism.
Okay.
That should be the entire industry.
Okay. So is it just about climate change, or are there other issues that are affecting the sustainability of travel?
Well, we've identified a few issues. So climate change, or living in a 2-degree world. We're also about protecting people and places, or destination stewardship. And there's valuing nature and disruption as well. So as you know, disruption is a key word in the past few years as well, with terrorism, natural disasters, and things like that. So there are a few issues that are affecting the sector.
And what would you say is the biggest issue, do you think, at the moment?
It's hard to say one is more than the other. These are our top priorities at the moment that we're shifting a lot of our focus towards to combat the many issues.
So here at the Global Summit, you've got chief executives from all over the world. Why aren't you out there talking to them about changing their organizations? Why personal pledges? Okay, you are.
We are. So yesterday, we at the annual general meeting, we presented this campaign to them, and many of them, most of them, if not all, I believe, signed their personal pledges. So I have a stack of their personal pledges. Some made up their own, because we have the option of adding an 11th pledge to our website, so people can take up that pledge, or they can suggest one to us, because there are many things that we could do to make the sector more sustainable.
Anything that they deem worthy?
Well,
okay.
we would make sure that everybody needs to, if it were that everybody does this action and it causes a big impact, then obviously it's one that's selected.
So who exactly is the 10 Pledges campaign aimed at?
It's everybody. We want everybody to make a personal commitment. This needs passion. You need passion for the planet. You need to save this planet. This isn't about, it's not about media. It's not about anything. We need to take this seriously. It's not about time talking or accepting it. You need to take action, and it starts with you. Before you start to change anything else, you start with yourself.
Right. Everything starts with me. Okay. So why 10 pledges? Why 10?
Well, we decided on these 10 because we don't want to give people too many options to begin with. They do have the option to suggest one themselves and add it to the website. So it's on the second to last page on the microsite. And if they suggest a pledge, we'll review it internally and we'll create the page for it on the website. And if they also sign up to the various pledges, we'll send them information about how to complete the pledges and make sure that it continues. It's not a thing that you just do for a little while. This needs to go on.
Okay, what exactly are the 10 pledges?
Well, we have things from demanding sustainability. So before you pledge anything, actually, you need to remember that you're consenting on bad behavior if you're not changing it. So that's the first pledge we ask people to take. And then after that, we want them to demand sustainability from their service providers. We want them to change certain behaviors, so conserving water, minimizing plastic use, not littering, respecting cultures, respecting history. So things like that. They're very simple actions, but if everybody does them and everybody collaborates, then they do make a huge impact.
And you yourself, what pledges have you undertaken, especially during your trip here to Bangkok?
Actually, I've minimized plastics. I try to not use any of the hotel bottles so that they don't keep bringing me more. So I use my own. I always reuse plastic containers as well, so I don't minimize my use of plastics. I always conserve water. I carry reusable water bottles with me. I always demand sustainability. I'm very respectful. They're all really easy, to be honest. It's easy to take up all of them.
So that's very amazing, and you're such an inspiration. Do you see, how many people do you see actually caring about, you know, sustainability?
There are many. There are many. It just needs to be more of them, and I think it's more, you know, we have awareness, but a lot of people aren't aware of the little things, you know, some animal activities that are, because they're promoted by certain destinations or certain travel providers, because there's demand for them. So consumers don't know that maybe I should stop demanding this thing, so they stop supplying it. It's just things like that.
And you said you have this whole stack of personal pledges already. How are you going to hold these people to their pledges?
I mean, they are CEOs. I'm sure they are going to stick to them. It is, again, a passionate campaign. If you've pledged to something, we will make sure that we provide continuous information so that there's progress and there is as much information as there could be, so that you can educate others as well, which is one of the pledges. And they're the best place to do that.
Okay, and hopefully they will be role models for this as well.
Of course they are.
Thank you so much for speaking with me. I learned so much, and I plan to pledge myself. Over to Jeffrey now.